Okay, welcome to Spirit's How to Feral Druid tutorial. I know a lot of people have been asking me in the past, what's my rotation, what's the priority. Overall, basically the stat priority for Feral Druids is agility, mastery, crit, and haste are kind of both on the same level. If you're having issues with energy management, I suggest going a little bit more haste, but I tend to favor crit over haste. So it just really depends on how much energy regen you want to have. If you're, like I said, if you're lacking energy regeneration, you'll probably want to pick up haste over crit or reforge into more haste. So all my gear is in essence reforged out of certain things for mastery. Like I said, mastery is your biggest stat, and that's certainly what you want to reforge out of, unless you need hit or expertise cap, of course. So you want your hit definitely to be about 7.5%, same with your expertise, and actually I'm well over that, and I should probably reforge some of my stuff, but I'll do that later. So we're at a little training dummy here, and I'll just sort of go over single target damage for feral druids, and you will notice that I am a clicker, and so deal with it. I have too much to do in order to basically get my rotation down, and I don't have enough keybinds right now to do it. I just don't have it set up, so you'll see me clicking a lot, and I apologize ahead of time, but that's just how I rock feral druid. There's just too much to keep up in order for me to keybind everything. So, in essence, my spec is I use Wild Charge because I like to. It's fun. Kitty Pounce is awesome. Displacer Beast is also really, really good for certain fights like Thok or things where you need to get out of situations pretty quickly. That's really awesome. It's like Kitty Blink. And but for the most part, I usually use Wild Charge. Renewal's nice only because I like having that instant heal on myself. Otherwise, you'll want to go with Gift. That one's actually not too bad. But I personally like having a quick, fast personal heal because I tend to pull a lot of aggro. That's one way I can kind of mitigate some of that damage. This is also between Typhoon and Mass Entanglement. Again, it's situational. I go with Soul of the Forest because my finishing moves grant extra energy per combo point, which is pretty awesome. It just kind of keeps your rotation a little bit more fluid, paired with Dream of Cenarius. So this is a bit more of a damage DPS increase, not too much. So if you're just starting out, you can certainly go with Incarnation paired with Heart of the Wild. So those aren't too bad. If you do go with Incarnation, I suggest the rotation's a little bit sort of different with that one because in that case, when you pop it, it's a pretty awesome bursty damage cooldown. You'll want to pair that with Ravage. So, but for now, I'm just going to go over with the typical, more common DPS, feral DPS rotation, which is using Soul of the Forest paired with Dream of Cenarius. Now, how this works is every time you heal yourself with Healing Touch, you'll see a buff that pops up. Here it is, Dream of Cenarius, and there's two stacks on it, and it deals additional 30% of damage. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pair that with your bleeds, and I'll show you how that's done. It's pretty easy for me to do right now because I have my 4-set, which every time I use Tiger's Fury and a finishing move, it restores 3 combo points, which is pretty huge, and it really, really helps makes the rotation a little bit more fluid, and the ability to stack on those extra 5 combo point rips and rakes paired with the Dream of Cenarius just increases your bleed damage by a lot. So again, going back to the setup here, basically you always want to have Savage Roar up all the time. Every time you have at least 1 or 2 combo points, you're gonna want to always have Savage Roar up constantly. Tiger's Fury I usually pair with Rake and Rip, but you want to use Tiger's Fury every single time it's up. and Berserk is basically one of your big cooldowns. So when we're opening up with a single target, obviously you're going to want to... I tend to do Healing Touch first, and usually, you know, tanks will give you a countdown, so you'll have time to get that initial Dream of Cenarius 2-stack buff on you. So I just cast Healing Touch, go Kitty, Prowl, and then, you know, Savage Roar. I will then Wild Charge, Ravage, Tiger's Fury, Rake, pop Berserk, and right now I've got 5 combo points, so I'm going to hit Rip. And then you're going to notice my instant Healing Touch came up, so I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to reapply my Rake and my Rip because I had the Dream of Cenarius and a lot of my procs, my buffs procs. So I'm going to pop that again. So basically it's Shred is your combo point generator, and you're going to continue to shred for 5 combo points, and when you feel comfortable you can hit Rake with, or excuse me, Rip to refresh it, or you can use your Ferocious Bite if you have enough energy and enough time on your dots. So your 2 dots, Rake and Rip, are up. I have enough combo points, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit Ferocious Bite. So my proc came up for Healing Touch. I'm going to hit that. Rake, and then I'm going to use Tiger's Fury, get Rip up, and continue to roll my cooldowns. So that's pretty much the Feral rotation in a nutshell. So again, Shred is your combo point generator. You know, again, you always want to make sure you maintain Savage Roar, and try to pair Tiger's Fury and Dream of Cenarius proc with 5 combo points of Rip, and also with your Rake too. So you notice I'm getting what's called Predatory Strikes buff, and that is just a feral passive that makes your Healing Touch instant cast. So that's how you proc Dream of Cenarius. You get those 2 procs from that. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave comments. I'm not sure if I will be uploading this to YouTube or not, but definitely I'll get this up as soon as possible. So yeah, just sort of going through it, shred, shred, shred. There's my 5 combo points. I have enough. I don't have Savage Roar up, so I'm going to pop Savage Roar even though there was 5 combo points of that. Pop Tiger's Fury, Berserk, Rake, Rip. There's my Predatory Strike, so I'm going to hit that, Dream of Cenarius. Now I'm going to reapply 5 Rips and a Rake with the Dream of Cenarius buff. There goes my Predatory Strikes again. I'm going to Healing Touch myself, which gives me the buff. Ferocious Bite. Rinse and repeat.